wrestling buddies want to be your buddies. What's going on?
Hey, buddy. Buddy!
You got me mad now.
To be in the studio and back in the good old US of A. Welcome everybody to the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast here on AfterBuzz TV, on Podcast One, on the YouTubes, however you're listening or watching. We appreciate you. As you guys know in studio, as Dale Rutledge knows on the phone, it's a very big week. We have a little bit of a thing coming up this Sunday.
Summerfest.
No, it's not Summerfest, Jeremy Piven. It's Summerslam, you sons of bitches, which makes this episode of the Compadres the...
That's your home. Are you too good to be your home?
I doubled it up, but I still don't think it's enough. This is a 4-hour SummerSlam, so I think this is the go-home edition of the Compadres Slamcast,
Should we do a 4-hour Compadres?
Can you imagine if we did? How would our Periscope views go with that one?
Oh my God, just stop talking about wrestling.
I'm getting rid of my network subscription. All right, let's get into it. At WrestlingBuds on Twitter, Facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. I am at Jay Quasto. Let's get to everyone in studio. That man right there wearing the sweet Macho Man Randy Savage t-shirt. He is the host of the Curtain Jerks podcast. He is the host of the 16 Bits podcast. You know him as...
My boy.
Scott Narver.
Oh, it's good to be back.
What's up, man?
Did you get a lot of complaints?
What, when I was gone?
Yeah.
I had a lot of complaints that I came back. What does that mean?
Oh, that was me. I'm sorry.
How many different aliases do you have on Twitter?
37.
No wonder, because they all had the same message. Don't come back. That's what they all said.
Yeah.
Just copy and pasted the same message.
Scott, you're a creative complainer.
Yeah, that's me. CZ.
And the man right next to him, he's one of my best friends in life. He is the former co-host with me of the now defunct Steel Chair Slamcast.
But still quite the active Twitter handle.
Yeah, very, very active Twitter. I'm all over that
fan
Twitter.
page.
That's right. You've seen him on Comedy Central, on The Late Late Show. Find him on Twitter at Eddie Pence. He be Eddie Pence.
Kabuki!
What's up, brother?
Hey, baby. Thanks for having me.
Of course, it's a big week. It's a big week. And we got a big man in Washington, D.C. You can find him on Twitter at TheWalkingDale, and also on Dishing on Movies, and pretty much everywhere in the D.C. metropolitan area. He is none other than Dale Rutledge.
I got a puppet.
I got a puppy?
Bad news.
Dale.
What's going on, fellas?
Man, how you doing?
Pretty good. Well, speaking of the D.C. metro area, I had a weird week this week. Not only did I have a family reunion, which is a whole different story.
Yikes.
I also got stuck on a train on a subway.
What?
This week when I was supposed to be interviewing Nikki Bella.
Are you sure?
But you know what? It's going to be a good show anyway.
But you know what? It's funny you said that, because I got a phone call from WWE saying, hey, I got Nikki Bella on the line. And I'm like, cool, I just got back from the Middle East. I don't know what you're talking about. Then now everything is explained. Okay, totally cool. Wow.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry about that. There was a fire on the frickin' subway track, so I was just chilling in a subway car
That's
for
the
like
Metro,
almost an
right?
hour.
The Metro line.
The Metro line, is that what that is?
Metro line, you got it.
Jesus, people are just, it's...
Fire on the track.
Yeah, that should be a movie.
That's
Snakes
a
on
good
a plane.
pay-per-view name.
Fire on the track. That's a good pay-per-view.
Get this fire off my track.
The very first...
It's no China explosion, but you know, it held up my day.
Wow, good call on that one, buddy. But nonetheless, let's hope we get Nikki on the show soon, because we do love Nikki, and she's a really good interview. So hopefully they'll hook us up at some point. But that's our bad. We didn't get her on the show. What are you gonna do?
Sorry, Nikki.
Sorry. I'm sure she was torn up.
She's still on the line.
It's ruined her Summerfest, guys.
I wish you died in the womb.
She's here. So much for Summerfest. All right, important announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, if you live in the Los Angeles area or you're going to be in the LA area September 11th or 12th, I'm organizing a big blood drive for an organization I started called Stand Up Los Angeles with a bunch of my friends. We're doing a big blood drive, 2-day event. If you want to donate, please, these kids need blood. It's an amazing event that's going to go down. Call 323-361-2441 to donate, or just hit me up on social media. I will sign you up. I'll do whatever I got to do to get you to come down and hang out and have an amazing day and have an
will
amazing
climb in
weekend.
your window at night and bite you in the neck.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Whatever
force
he
both
has
of you.
to do.
You don't know it yet, but I'm trying to force both of you to get blood.
Well, I don't know if you know this. Nikki Bell is actually calling that line right now.
What's she saying?
I wish you died in the womb.
That's not a good thing to say.
It's her catchphrase.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I'm gonna bother both of you guys.
Yeah, but you get
so.
some good stem cells that way.
That's a good.
Good stem cells.
That's a good point. So Dale, in the history of this show, I've never taken off more than one show in a row, and maybe I took 2 last year, but it was weird being gone 2 weeks. It feels good to be back, man.
Yeah, it feels good to have you back. We had Scott running last week's show, and that went really well. And then the week before, Chuck was there. Mm-hmm. So that also happened.
It was pretty cool.
And
Because the last 2 weeks, I got to listen as a fan, and I enjoyed both episodes thoroughly.
yeah, they actually both did a great job. Chuck forgot how the song goes in the opening, but outside of that, everything went pretty smooth.
Wait, what? What the hell did I miss?
He just started talking before the opening song was over, so it's just really funny.
You know what? That
He's
deserves
only been on the show for like a year and a half, so understandable.
that deserves the Chuck Rice soundbite.
He's a man.
That is classic. I that makes me happy to know that.
But it was all smooth sailing after that. He did a great job. For a guy who has pretty much never hosted anything in his life outside of maybe a Summerfest party.
Hey, Summerfest
He
is
did a great
huge.
job.
And actually, he did a great job, and he's going to be on the show a little bit later. He's in Texas, but he's going to call in to talk about predictions with us a little bit later on the show, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But what a tour it was. We're going to have Mr. Ken Anderson on the show today to talk about the tour that we went on, and I'll tell you what, it was everything we could have asked for and more. I mean, to get to see how happy the troops are, to see the funniest moment I think we had was we went to went to a mall, and this massive, big, bulky Middle Eastern guy recognized Anderson and almost panicked and lost himself.
Like as a fan?
Yeah,
Okay.
and like shook his hand, and then so Anderson smiled. No one recognizes Shane Helms without the mask. So Anderson smiles.
Even the do-rag?
Not even the do-rag. So Anderson smiles at the guy, and he points and he goes, "Hey, hurricane." And the guy goes, "Oh!" Lost his shit when he realized that Shane was the hurricane. It's amazing that the fan base in the Middle East and how happy the troops were to see everybody. Actually, Thea Trinidad's putting together an awesome web series now. Episode 1 just went up yesterday to cover everything we did in the UAE. So look it up on YouTube and Twitter. It's a really fun recap of. We all got bit by dogs. It was awesome. Attack dogs.
You throw away that last part like it was not significant at all or a good story.
Well, yeah, we all got bit by different attack dogs. Every base, they took us to the canine unit. So the first day, Ken and I got bit by dogs. Then
For their amusement or as
Mostly.
an initiation?
I would imagine.
Like what? What's
it's just it's one of those things where they
no Nintendo?
yeah.
You ever wonder what it felt like? No?
Hold on a minute, player.
Yeah, they put you in the outfits, and then the dog chases after you and just gets a hold of you.
You're wearing the outfit. Okay, you should
Yeah.
say that. You
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's like you're just sitting in a lounge and then they release the
You got
hounds.
a little bruise?
One of them left a mark
You
right
get a
there.
bruise from the dog?
Yeah.
The video of Austin in the suit was maybe my favorite one because he basically like flips head over heels after being attacked.
Yeah, Aries did that classic Austin Aries ring slide after the dog attacked him and knocked him over, and Shane's reaction was the best Joker maniacal laughter you'll ever hear. It was amazing. But yeah, I mean, we saw so many different troops on all these different bases, and we can't wait to do it again. It was really cool. So check out that video; you'll really enjoy it, and there's going to be more coming. So there's that. And Dale, what about our big announcement we're about to make after only 80 some episodes? Do we finally have some merchandise, or what?
Sure enough, I mean, we've got a little, I wouldn't call it a contest, but basically asking for help from the fans to decide what t-shirts we should actually make for the show. We got a lot of great options.
And also, I want to give a shout out to a really talented artist. Find him on Twitter at @TheClementW. Just The Clement and then the letter W. Out on his own goodwill, he just started making t-shirt designs and started sending them to us like left and right. How about this one? How about this one? And can we show, Jonathan, can we show the picture of all the t-shirts? If you're watching, you can check them out right now. If not, we're going to tweet them out to you. We'll put them on Facebook. So, Dale, do we want everyone to vote on their favorite t-shirt that they would consider buying, or like their favorite 3? What do you think we should do?
Yeah, Yeah, just their favorite, but you can vote as many times as you feel like, whatever you think is worth buying, but they're all so good, we just can't decide. So the three of us are going to pick a favorite. We'll get Chuck to pick one. Everybody pick a favorite one, and then we'll just decide what we can make, because I think, if we go the pro wrestling fees route, we can, kind of make as many as we like.
That's the thing. And so, I mean, we could put all these up there, but it just depends. We want to know, people have been saying for almost 2 years now, when are you going to have t-shirts? We want to buy t-shirts. Well, now this is your time to let us know. So vote on your favorite, your couple of favorites, whatever, and then we're going to figure it out who we think we could actually put on the what do you think, Scotty?
I like D a lot. The Starcade.
Yeah, of course. I like the Royal Rumble one. I'm a Rumble guy.
That's a good one too.
But also the AWA lettering, pretty sweet.
It is nice.
And of course the
Tag team match.
that's a classic one too. And of course,
Your beard is a little sideways.
and of course,
You were always home eating a ribeye.
just a lot. And then of course, Vest for Business. Dale, I know you're buying that one.
I mean, I kind of just have to make that one for myself, regardless of how the vote goes.
I think you do. So there we go, guys. Let's get it out there and let's see if we want to get some shirts made, and it'll be a lot of fun. Let's get started. So many things to talk about. Obviously, we got Summerfest coming up this Sunday. That's going to be huge. What should we get into first? The fact that Taker loves kicking Lesnar in the balls.
It's his weak spot.
Well, if you were going to fight Lesnar, where would you go?
You put a finger in him first.
Probably.
I'm sure.
Well, yeah, you
test it out.
You test the finger first.
Yeah. I mean, you have a classic bit about getting kicked in the balls as a kid. You know what it's
Kicking
like.
the balls. That's the one spot you take anybody down.
I don't know, Dale. I mean, I like the fact that they made a decision and they said, you know what? We want to make it clear who the villain is this Sunday.
I mean, is that the thing, though? Because it's hard to kind of get a vibe, because he was definitely being heelish, but he was also in Lesnar's hometown. So it's like, did they just kind of go that direction for Monday because they knew where they were? Or do they actually think that that's going to, sway the way that things go for the actual pay-per-view? I'm not really sure, because to get revenge on him, I don't know. It doesn't feel overly heelish until getting him twice was a low blow, and then just basically having the crowd in Lesnar's pocket because he was in his hometown. I don't know.
If they wanted to, Heyman could have gone out there and turned that crowd against Lesnar. Like Heyman could have done that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, what Heyman did, one could argue, what Heyman did was borderline kind of heelish in a way, with the chanting and the does it get more obnoxious than that?
I think people are going to just cheer who they want to cheer.
Yeah.
Like, you're not really going to sway them when it comes down to it. Whoever you just think is the coolest and you want to win in that moment.
But, I mean, before Taker showed up a month ago, Lesnar was over so big.
True.
And then like when they brought Undertaker back, it's like, are you trying to? Lesnar was over so big. What are you trying to kill his? Are you trying to kill his heat by bringing Undertaker in? And then it looks like they actually went with like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to keep Lesnar as hot as we can and to make the Undertaker go heel, which is strange. It's a strange move, but
I like it though, because to me that says this is not the last we're seeing of the Undertaker. They're not going to let him go out as a ball kicking heel.
He'll definitely be a WrestleMania.
You don't go out kicking someone's nuts, do you?
Yeah. You don't end his career being like a little scurvy. Like, I'm just kicking the balls the wrong way.
Scurvy.
I'm 7 foot tall. Ball kick. Me. Had Khali started chopping to the balls, he would have had a much longer
Right?
career.
Oh yeah. Khali ball chop.
At least it keeps it interesting, though, because Undertaker has. I mean, we don't see him that often, but he has felt a little stale, in this recent run. I mean, when he came back and had the thing with Wyatt, they wasn't really doing much of anything.
They didn't do anything.
Now
Showed up on the night.
Yeah, that was a weird. I'm trying to think of all his 23 some odd WrestleMania matches. That one was one of the strangest.
He was involved in no way.
No.
Well, I think that match in particular was just sort of like, okay, he has to have a WrestleMania match.
Placeholder.
It's a placeholder, and then we're just going to make it like an event where he just shows up on that night, and we'll build up to people seeing him because they haven't seen him in a year type of thing, and then, but.
Definitely, yeah. Go ahead, Dale.
Oh, I was just going to say, I love the lightning bolt striking the rocking chair and catching it on fire. Like, that was a great TV moment, but Taker didn't obviously have anything to do with that, really, ultimately. So,
well, I mean, he knows pyro, dude. Come on.
That's true. Sorry.
Forces of darkness.
Yeah, I do love. I mean, I like the whole return when he came back. Day one. I mean, he had a lot to say. I kind of dig the fact that he destroyed Lesnar on Raw. I don't know what that means for this Sunday. I mean, do you think this is part of a part 3 that will end at WrestleMania?
Or does Sting get involved?
I just had a Def Comedy Jam moment in my brain. I calmed myself. I almost was like, oh!
Well, like to get the Sting, to set up the Sting Undertaker WrestleMania 32 match.
I mean, that's not a match I need to see,
kicks
but
Taker in the balls.
Yeah,
with a bat.
Just nut kicking.
Yeah, just all ball
And
attacks.
then they just have a ball kick match where they just pound each other's nuts for an hour.
Rochambeau Mania.
And then Orton just comes out and RKOs everybody. What do you think, Dale? Do we possibly see? Because we've talked about this in the past. I think you're in agreement with me. We don't need to see Sting versus Taker, but do you think that's what they're going to do?
I don't know. I mean, Sting is MIA, which is kind of weird for this 4-hour mega extravaganza.
It's
that
Summerfest.
they're, touting.
It's the greatest
So it is
Summerfest
kind of
ever.
odd.
Yeah, this is the biggest Summerfest of all time.
That's right. But I don't know. I mean, do you guys want to see Sting versus Undertaker? I just feel like that would be such a slow match. But
I don't really want to see Sting versus Lesnar, to be honest.
I want to see Sting Taker.
Or Undertaker versus Lesnar. I don't want to see. So.
I'd like to see it at Survivor Series. The Sting and Taker. Because that's Taker's show.
Right.
Like where he debuted, and that's where Sting debuted. And let that be something big. Like it doesn't everything doesn't have to be at WrestleMania.
I love that idea because that way, regardless of what happens, they can have their retribution with other people at WrestleMania and maybe both go out the door as they deserve. Especially because of Sting went down at WrestleMania. A lot of people weren't happy with the way.
Yeah, expectations will be so high. Let them be high just at a different event. That's still a big event for them.
And Survivor Series is where Undertaker debuted, so maybe this is part of his farewell tour.
And
one
Sting.
more SummerSlam.
Sting as well.
Oh yeah,
And then Brother Love shows up.
Oh my God, that probably won't happen considering where he works, but it'd be pretty cool.
They could get him.
Come on, one night only. Brother Love.
That's true. What do you think, Dale? Survivor Series? We're already magic booking here.
Gobbledygooker versus who?
Yeah, book it.
Book it. Make it happen.
Wait, where does Brother Love work?
He's at TNA.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been for a long time. Yeah. Oh. He doesn't. His real name isn't Brother Love, though. Just so you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
Mr. Brother Love.
But his face is red.
It's very red.
Okay.
He's always embarrassed.
He's got 4 clogged arteries, right?
Yeah, just nonstop. The tie is too tight. It's way too
He's got
tight.
one artery.
It's too tight around his neck. So the question is, Will. Oh God. I love Heyman, but I can't even. That was a great moment, though.
It's always a great moment.
I mean, how freaking audacious of them, too. Like, it was just so great. And if you're going to do it anywhere in the hometown, it's probably the only place that would get as big of a pop as it did.
They had streamers dropping, didn't they, for New Zealand?
University of Minnesota color, I think. Wasn't there? Where did he go to college?
Yellow and gold.
Yellow and gold.
Mm-hmm. Good call.
Is it the Gophers? Is that what that is?
I think he's a Golden Gopher.
Yeah.
He's the biggest Golden Gopher, I think, ever.
Yeah.
That's not the kind of. I mean, if he was in Caddyshack, they never would have stood a chance.
Well, he couldn't have gotten the hole.
Bill Murray would have just been done.
He just the suplex city the whole cast.
Just Cinderella boy. Oh shit, it's Lesnar. He would just run away.
Did you guys see that Lesnar was like running the front like toll booth at Sports Center ESPN today?
What?
I did. That was very odd.
What are you talking about?
He's worked security in the guard
I know he's supposed to be on SportsCenter. I didn't watch it this morning though.
What city was this?
He ate the guard, I'm assuming.
Oh God, of course.
And then just sat there.
Yeah.
Wait, are we talking in Connecticut or are we talking in Minnesota?
Wherever they are.
Yeah, you asked the two non-sports guys where it is.
No, because I mean that's a weird. That's
ESPN
a long
headquarters is right next to WWE headquarters.
That's
correct?
Connecticut, yeah.
Yeah, they're all just next to each other.
So he must have flew on red eye
And
from Minnesota
they all live there.
Man, that's a red eye right there. And well, I know SportsCenter is going to be broadcasting live on Sunday from SummerSlam.
Yeah, Coachman's covering it, right?
Gotta love the coach, man. He doesn't forget where he came from.
Yeah.
Neither does that other guy with the
Grisham?
as Dale says, the baby glasses. Todd Grisham, that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Somebody's going there next, I'm sure.
Good call, Dale.
Who's it going to be?
It's interesting that they have, they had SummerSlam in LA for like 6 years, and they wanted to keep it there for like the Hollywood connection that they were getting, for the different business, for WWE films or studios. But this SummerSlam that moved to New York, they have ESPN is doing their thing. They have John Cena hosting the Today Show, like a full hour with Hoda and My Mother Was Born in Brooklyn, and they have Jon Stewart hosting. Thank you, Johnny.
You're welcome.
They have Jon Stewart hosting SummerSlam, and they have Stephen Amell in a match. This is way more Hollywood of a SummerSlam than any of the ones that were actually in Hollywood.
But let me ask you this question, because we were at SummerSlam last year. This is where we're almost at the year anniversary of the famous Rutledge meme.
Right.
Now, we said last year, at that time, that was the best SummerSlam, one of the best we've ever seen. It was 7 matches. And it was a lot of cool stuff. A lot of rivalries kind of culminated there. We have 10 matches here. How do you guys think this compares to last SummerSlam? To me, it doesn't quite have a lot of build-up like compared to last year. Last year we had Stephanie and the Bellas. Mm-hmm. We had Lesnar Cena, which was just an ass-kicking for all generations, which was cool to see. I believe we had Roman Reigns and Randy Orton. We had RVD and Cesaro to start off the match. And I can look
Ambrose and Rollins.
The lumberjack match. How amazing was that? That was that when Omar Dorsey left his seat and they fought into his seat?
Yeah, exactly.
That was classic.
That was amazing, though, on the night. That wasn't amazing beforehand because you go, a lumberjack match? We all thought that. There's never been an exciting lumberjack match.
But I knew that Rollins and Ambrose would tear it up, though.
Yes, but remember thinking that it was the weakest stipulation they could have picked for that match?
Yeah.
I
remember going, oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that.
Oh, another great moment that I really enjoyed. Rusev and Swagger. I know a lot of people would make whatever. But I had goosebumps when Swagger came out with, I think he came out with like the color guard and all this patriotic music. That was amazing. Like, that was a really good feud. So, I thought SummerSlam last year was great. This year it just doesn't seem, I don't know, a lot of matches kind of thrown together.
Well, let's see how they execute it. Because there are some matches that could be great. Like Owens and Cesaro could, steal the show.
Oh, that's going to be good.
There's matches like that could just blow everybody away. But, it seems like a crowded card with some matches that shouldn't be on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Can we agree that Orton Sheamus will be the first match of the card?
But they opened the show for Battleground. They can't do that twice.
You're right.
But I would say that, even if some of these don't have a lot of build-up, they are a lot of multi-man or woman matches, and that at least guarantees some, good pacing and a lot of probably high stunt kind of things going on. So at least it'll be like a fast-paced show.
It definitely gives it that WrestleMania feel, having all these group matches.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. But we're going to do our predictions at the end of the show. But let's get into just talking and about what we're going to see. Randy Orton, Sheamus. Does anyone have any comments about that match?
There's no stakes.
There are no stakes. That's it.
They just don't like each other. We have a bunch of matches where guys just don't like each other. It's another one.
I feel like that's a match where it's you got them, they have to be on.
Yeah. Well, it's just like with any Orton feud, it's okay, I've seen this 1,000 times.
Yeah.
How many more times can you keep pairing them up with the same 4 wrestlers? And it's just you just don't get excited about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be.
My only thoughts for Orton Sheamus is that, we could possibly see a swerve for Sheamus later in the show. That's keep this match short and maybe have him lose, and they could do a something where he messes up the main event in some kind of way. I don't know. I don't know. We
could Orton beat Mr. Money in the Bank again, and then Mr. Money in the Bank cashes in at the end, like WrestleMania?
Oh boy.
You never know.
No, we don't know. But I think we know that that's about all we're going to talk about with that match.
Until we predict on it later on.
That's a good point.
Chuck will be angry about it.
No, he'll just be mad that Sheamus is involved. All right, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper versus Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns. I'll say this. The 4 of them are doing the best they can to make people really get into this match. I feel like they're working their ass off to build this rivalry.
This is one of the ones I'm looking forward to most. I think this could be the show stealer.
Wow. Okay.
Because this is just Shield and Wyatt family minus 1 member on each side.
We're here.
Point taken. Anyone else?
No, that's exactly my point or my thoughts on the whole thing. It's just, I'm sure it's going to be a great match because those 4 guys work great together. The 6 guys work great together. So now,
Yep, Dale.
Yeah, what they said.
All right, perfect.
not much more to say.
Here's a match that I'm a little disappointed with because I'm wrong on this. I thought we were going to see a mixed tag. Instead, we apparently just see Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. No Lana or Summer Rae. I mean, the real feud here is Lana and Summer Rae.
Yeah.
But instead we got Ziggler made the cool comeback on Raw. I get that. Lana gave a super kick to Summer Rae. That looked good. And then Ziggler followed suit. But now it's just a one-on-one match, obviously with both women in each corner. I'm sure that'll lead to a melee of some type.
But would this be on the pay-per-view if it wasn't 4 hours?
No. I don't think.
No.
But I thought this would be a good time for Lana to actually debut in the ring. But I guess that's not going to happen, Dale.
My thinking on it was that there was already so many multi-person matches that maybe they could have been thinking that was the way this was going to work out initially, but then once all the other things shook out, they were like, let's just keep it these 2, and then maybe the follow-up match at the next pay-per-view can be a mixed tag. But right now, it would just be another overly heavy match. So I'm kind of glad they're keeping it just the 2 of them for now.
It's a fish.
That's a fish indeed.
It's a streak of Rusev fighting blonde-haired guys. Is this going to be a SummerSlam tradition?
Oh, yeah, we got Swags and Ziggler.
Yeah.
2 years in a row.
Keep the streak alive.
Who's next year then?
Oh, I don't know. Who else is blonde?
Greg the Hammer Valentine.
There you go.
Oh, Flair.
Ric Flair. He'll do it.
He wouldn't do it.
He has no fear.
You were always home eating a ribeye.
No fear whatsoever.
God, he's got a ribeye in his mouth when he says that.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Ribeye.
He's doing a Stallone impression.
Oh boy, yeah. It'll be fun to see what Lana and Summer Rae do because I've enjoyed this feud. I like what they've done with it. It's been fun to watch. So, primetime players versus Lucha Dragons versus Matadores versus New Day for those tag titles in a fatal 4-way tag match, y'all.
Not elimination.
No.
That seems weird.
Well, there's a lot of weird things with this Sunday. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty good.
That's just a lot of people in the ring and around the ring.
There's going to be a lot of flying between the masked fellas.
Plus you have a bull there, and you have 3 guys with New Day. It's just going to be so many people.
Oh, yeah. We don't even know who's... I'm sure Xavier will be the mouthpiece, as per usual.
I don't know. I would just like to see New Day versus Primetime Players again. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Or maybe a 3-way with Lucha Dragons. I don't know why Matadors is in there.
I don't know. Dale, what's your thoughts on that? Because Matadors, they haven't exactly...
Won ever.
Right. There you go.
I mean, I still keep thinking that they're for a younger audience, so they throw them in there because we got them. I mean, would you guys rather it be the Acolytes, or who else would you rather be?
Well, yeah, I'd rather have the APA. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
The kid-friendly Acolytes?
Oh, you're talking about the Ascension.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Dale, Dale, don't you dare ever
The Acolytes, the Ascension, same thing.
confuse.
Rip and Shred. Is that their name?
I think it might be. I'm not really sure. What is it exactly?
We were born and bred to rip and shred.
Bet y'all didn't think we'd talk about them on a pre-SummerSlam show, did you?
I never assumed you would pull a sound clip for them.
Oh, I sure did.
If only Summerfest was 5 hours, they'd be in this.
Dale, call them the Acolytes. That's so hilarious. What a difference
I
between
don't remember their name. I don't like those guys.
the Ascension and the APA. Oh, man. I got excited. If the APA would have jumped in this match, hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm huge.
Oh, my God. Damn.
I would like New Day to get the damn titles back, though. I mean, PPP is fine, but I don't know. They don't do as much for me as New Day does.
I wish New Day never lost them, to be honest.
New Day,
Yeah.
they're fun to watch. They should have the titles.
They're off the cuff, man. They riff and they work together as a team.
What would happen if Matadores won the titles? Would there be some huge backlash? You know how people get upset from time to time, like, that's it, canceling the network. Would there be some weird blow up, or would people just be like, that's dumb?
It'd be more the latter.
Yeah, I don't think they would cancel the network for that, but
Yeah.
they would be dumb.
And now, if the Lucha Dragons
If
won,
anything, they should put it on, one of the younger guys, just help them elevate it a little bit. Sin Cara and what's his name?
Kalisto.
I'm not doing good on names.
Ron Simmons? Yeah,
They don't really have any fire going.
Butch Reed. Doom.
Bradshaw and Sin Cara.
Big fan of Doom.
Bradshaw's not really done much, so.
All right, cool. All right, as far as the rest of the card goes, I know Chuck wants to get on the phone a little bit later on, so we'll talk to him about it, and then we'll give our predictions. But we also got NXT TakeOver Saturday night, Dale. I know as far as we got six scheduled matches for Saturday evening. Is that correct?
Yeah, you got Joe versus Corbin. You got Jushin making his debut versus Tyler Breeze. Apollo Crews is also debuting. He already has a T-shirt for sale, so they must have some big things planned for Apollo.
Well, Samoa Joe showed up with a T-shirt already, so, you know.
Yeah, but he was Samoa Joe.
True, he was Samoa Joe. That's fair.
He just needs a new song.
Yeah.
Hey, so let's go main event. Well, actually, we got Bayley and Sasha Banks, and it's about time Bayley's in the main event. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're billing it as a double main event, so I like that they're taking that approach to it, and I honestly think that Bayley could and should walk out of this with the title.
I'm in agreement, and I think they're going to tear it up. You guys?
Is it going to be the same story where Bayley, the underdog, finally gets it, and then some gigantic woman from the back comes and powerbombs her on the apron?
It's possible. It might just be Kevin Owens.
Yokozuna?
Kevin Owens might just destroy Bayley. I wouldn't put it past him.
What a bad guy.
That son of a bee.
What do you guys think about all this double duty that everybody's pulling? You got the ladder match with Finn Balor and Owens as well. Do you like that these guys are kind of getting extra attention on both shows, or do you think that they should fully jump from one to the other?
I just worry about them staying healthy, man. That's a rough schedule.
I think it's because they were struggling when they would move someone up from NXT and they would just fail.
Yeah.
And so I think this way it's a safer way to probably transition them over to the main roster.
That's a great point.
To see how they do, and if they're not doing so well, they can keep them down at NXT. It's not like a cut and dry like they did with Adam Rose or
Emma.
Or Emma, and just have like it just not work, and then you've put all this work into somebody, and then it doesn't work out. And then where do you go? You send them back down to NXT anyway.
That's a really good point. Yeah,
that's probably just a way to transition it.
Because Kevin Owens, especially, so other part of the double main event: Finn Balor, Kevin Owens. Obviously, Finn Balor's your boy, Dale. That's going to be a hell of a match.
Yeah, I don't see this going any other way besides Balor retaining, but it will definitely bring the house down. A ladder match with these two guys. Whew.
Yeah.
Are you going to the show, Dale, in body paint?
You should.
A demonic vest?
Yeah, and every time his music hits, you got to flail your arms out like, wah!
I do that anyway.
I know you do. That's why I'm saying.
It won't change at the show, buddy.
Nope. I do want to say it was nice to see Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10. We've heard about this character, and he pulls off a victory, defeating Solomon Crow, which I found weird because Solomon Crow's another guy that was on the rise. So I figure Ty Dillinger could have came in and taken care of someone else. So I thought that was odd, but it was great to see Ty Dillinger actually get a win.
Yeah, I love the Perfect 10. I think it's a great gimmick for him, and I also was kind of weirded out by him beating Crow. But I don't know if they don't know what to do with Solomon or what's going on there. But either way, it was good to see Ty on the up and up.
Definitely was, and I just the whole Baron Corbin thing. I think him and Joe are going to put on a good match because Joe could put on a good match with anybody. I've said it before. Baron Corbin, I equate him to, we all had a kid growing up who was more athletically gifted than everyone else in the neighborhood, and his dad forced him to play every sport, but you just knew he just wasn't into it. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about Baron Corbin. Maybe I'm wrong, but when I watch him...
It's just so easy for him. They're just bored.
When I watch him, I just don't feel it. I don't know. Heel or face?
Well, I don't think he feels it. That's the problem. He doesn't really convey any emotion. It's like somebody told him a long time ago to just be stoic. Yeah. And that's what he's been doing. But stoic to him is just like dead-faced. I don't know.
But isn't that what NXT is about, is like working on that stuff? Like,
yep.
I mean, isn't... Don't they have classes and
they have
study
everything.
hall and stuff?
Everything.
I mean, like
attention
classes.
Like, there's no reason at that point that someone should be like that in that program.
And then on television.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like they have a whole training facility. It's not like you're on your own in the independence and you're developing yourself. It's like you have generations of wisdom.
He's getting an opportunity. Right now, the way his character is and the way he performs, the only thing I could see him fitting in as is a part of the Wyatt family. Otherwise, I don't.
Not a part of the Acolytes?
Well, that's he could be. Dale, what do you think? Could he be part of the Acolytes?
The Acolytes need help, guys.
Yeah.
We were born
Could be
and
the answer.
Powers of
to
Pain
rip and
could come back.
shred.
That's twice in one show, y'all. Twice. What up, Acolyte Ascensions? Any other
They get
matches?
paid on each of those sound clips, so that's good for them because nobody's buying their shirts.
Party on.
They have shirts?
I don't know.
I
They
just
probably.
assume that
They
something
probably do.
in a bin somewhere, along with the swagger hand over the heart shirt.
I would get one of those.
APA shirts?
Oh, I'd totally get one of those.
You can make one of those shirts. You just draw an outline of your hand on a shirt.
I'm not a good artist. You want to make one for me?
Neither is the person who made that shirt.
Just dip your hand in paint and then touch your shirt.
I love it. What else do we have on TakeOver coming up? I know we talked about half of them. Any other matches that stand out to you, Dale?
What do you think about the Tyler Breeze match? I mean, do you think it's a good way to bring Fusion Liger into NXT, or
I feel
what
like
do you guys feel?
I feel like this is a one-time deal for Liger. Don't you guys?
No. I think the exposure, the money's too good. And plus, he might be the new Sin Cara. I assume that's what he's auditioning for.
Oh, that's.
They rotate those guys out, right?
You're
I don't
welcome.
think they do anything as a one-time deal.
Okay.
For this, I don't know. That'd be a weird one-off.
Yeah, it would be weird, but that's just I don't know.
To be in the machine now and get all the merchandising and all that stuff, I would assume he'll ride this out for as long as he could.
There is a lot of that's true. I mean, I don't blame anyone for going to NXT if you've never been there.
Yeah.
You know, I think Joe seems to genuinely be enjoying what he's doing. Now the question I have is, you have Joe versus Corbin. You have Joe, who is Samoa Joe. You have Baron Corbin, who is a guy that they just won't stop trying to figure out what to do with. Something's got to give. And I'll tell you what, if Baron Corbin goes over, I ain't gonna be happy about that. But
Yuck.
I know. And silence falls.
I don't think he'll go over. Baron Corbin is one of those guys that, to me, reeks of Vince McMahon sort of thing.
I like him.
I think they're just going to make him. Yeah, exactly.
The kid's got it.
Give him taller boots.
Look at his tit tattoos. He's got it.
If he can throw up on demand, he'll
He's
be
the new ringmaster.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, but you're going to be there at TakeOver, I believe, right, Dale?
Yep, I'll be at TakeOver. I'll be at SummerSlam. This is going to be my ninth SummerSlam, so I'm on quite a roll, baby.
That's a hell. Oh, are you now?
Will you be having cake?
I'm on a roll, baby.
Oh, no. There's no ninth cake.
No, ninth cake. You celebrate weird.
Yeah. What the hell's your? You eat cake any chance you get.
Is that the Wood anniversary?
All right, so that's.
Oh, yeah, wood cake.
So yeah,
There you go.
that pretty much covers everything NXT. I love the fact that they are having a women's match as part of the double main event. That is really cool. I'm totally down with that. Let's move on to Impact. Then we're going to get into calling Mr. Anderson. So the GFW roster just shows up, and now it's like kind of a borderline invasion. Then Jarrett, I was a little confused. Jarrett's like, I'm going to give up my King of the Mountain title, and we're going to have it at the end. That ends up being Lashley, PJ Black, Chris Masters, now Chris Mendowitz. Mordeski. I don't know why I just gave him Mendowitz as the last name. Just
I don't know why either.
Sounded about right. Versus EY versus Robbie E.
Not announced Robbie E. Saved as a surprise the entire show, and then at the end, no backstage, like, you get the opportunity. Just like, and he goes out.
That's exactly what I thought too. I was very confused by that.
Yeah.
Very confused.
There's a lot of things that are confusing about this episode.
That's what I thought. I was
I give him the benefit of the doubt a lot of time, but this was a weird episode.
I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, am I missing something? Because they left it as like the secret or whatever, the secret surprise for the King of the Mountain match, and then all of a sudden Robbie E comes out first. I'm like, that's not usually how that works.
Maybe it just got edited out, like for a time situation. Like this show's running long.
A whole like 5-minute documentary on him and the rise up and the opportunity, and like we have to cut that. We can't do that. We have to cut that.
Yeah, a lot of work in post.
Yeah.
And what's the point of knocking Drew out anyway? Is to have Robbie come in if there's no backstory and he doesn't win? And I mean, I don't understand why does that even matter?
Well, my guess is that's going to continue with Eli Drake. I'm assuming Drake attacked him backstage, and that's going to continue their feud, I guess.
Drake could just take him out during the match. You know, just take him out, like lock him in that cage for all time.
For all time. For all
and then
the time.
Drew has to go to all the shows in the cage.
Yep, that's a good. Okay.
And then RoboCop could gun save him.
Yes.
I also thought it was kind of weird to have Ken. Ken was like at the Anderson was at the top of the show when it was like, oh, it's Global Force versus TNA, and then we didn't really see him again either.
Well, he's going to have an open mic challenge with Bram. That's coming up on this week's episode, which we'll talk to him about. But yeah, the Global Force roster, they're kind of Lady Tapa and Kong had a match, which two of the bigger women we've seen in a match together, and double count out. So maybe that's something that will continue. Rockstar Spud, just another amazing in-ring promo. Him and Bobby Roode had a great moment. Here's a little what Spud had to say.
I should be here, you know why? Because when I was a little boy, I said to my school teacher and my mom and daddy that, Mom, Dad, I want to be a professional wrestler. And I did it. I said that I was going to be a champion here in Impact Wrestling, and I did it. I said that I'm going to hand over the X Division Championship, and I'm going to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship, probably the greatest wrestler that ever walked into the world, Kurt Angle, and I did it.
Love Spud, man. Always brings it. Always makes you feel it. That's a dude who it's real. It's real to him. Mm-hmm. Damn it.
It's all sincere.
Yes. It is. It is. I just love that moment. And if him and Bobby Roode, you know, because Roode was pissed off because Spud took out Aries, and now Aries lost his job with the company. And so it was just a really, really good moment. Now Roode's going to go back to doing some heel stuff.
Real to you with those air quotes.
No, it's real to me.
Nah, you didn't.
No, look, Scott, it's real to me, damn it.
All the people watching, it wasn't real, but the people listening, it was real.
See?
Because they can't see the air quotes.
Mm-hmm. So that was amazing. EC3 attacked Matt Hardy with a belt shot to the head, so that feud might not be over. And then really great tag match. The Wolves defeated Brian Myers and Trevor Lee. So I was into the fact I love seeing new people. I thought that was cool.
Sure.
Just what direction is it going?
GFW lost almost everything, starting with Jarrett going, I don't want this title anymore.
Well, PJ Black did win the King of the Mountain match.
Right, but everybody else lost. And the leader of this faction goes, you know what I have of theirs? I don't want it. It's very odd.
Dale?
I agree. It was kind of a weird showing for. It felt almost WCW-like in the fact that all the people that were representing one faction kind of came in and lost. But it was cool to see PJ Black leave with it. Although I don't really understand his character quite yet, but.
Either way, I just
Daredevil, I guess.
he's a great performer, and it's cool to see him get featured because he didn't really get a ton of airtime with WWE. So you look at it, you had Lashley, him, Masters, EY, and Robbie E. I like the PJ Black choice.
They're smart going with international stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're picking up on that now because he's from where? Not Australia.
South Africa?
Yeah, South
Africa. Yeah.
So, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Yeah, this episode was a little bit confusing. Maybe Ken can give us shed a little bit of light on what's happening. Let's see if we can call him right now. So right now we are actually engineerless in the studio. So we're doing everything right now. So I'm going to call Ken and let's hope it works. And let's see if he answers. Is it ringing? I don't even know.
You don't even know what rings are?
Let's hope for the best.
I think that was a ring.
That was half of a ring, so we'll see what happens.
And he's got his feud going right now.
Exactly. That's what I want to talk about, along with the Ringside Salute Tour, of course.
It hasn't rung again.
Guten Tag.
Hey! Hold on a second. Let me give you a great intro. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, from... Is it okay if I do this, by the way? Because you've cut me off a few times in the past.
You go right ahead, Johnny.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, weighing in an astonishing 242 3/4 pounds. I give you that extra quarter in case you've been eating this past week. From Green Bay, Wisconsin, and the star of the ringside salute tour that went to Qatar, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates, Mr. Anderson. Wait for it. Anderson. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Oh, you've been doing your homework. You've been working on that.
Well, you don't know. I've been doing push-ups in my living room. I don't even have a living room. I've been doing push-ups next to my bed, along with
kitchen.
It's my kitchen and my bed, and
Right in the cat box.
right in the cat box. Exactly.
Tremendous.
Oh man, so we got a lot to talk about, my friend. Number one. Let's talk about the Ringside Salute Tour. Then I want to get into the Open Mic Challenge with Bram, because that's a double meaning, of course. So, are you back to normal? How's your body and your brain feeling? We've been back for a week now. I'm still a little jacked up from all the traveling.
I actually felt like I got back on a normal schedule pretty quickly. I was like the next morning, because I pretty much slept the entire way home. I mean, it was like a 20... I ended up counting up all the hours, and it was like a 31-hour travel day home.
Yep.
And I slept a good majority of that. So I got home, went right to bed. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, but I woke up at 6 and I was ready to go.
Jesus.
And then there was a couple times for the next few days where I had to shut off for a couple hours during the day, but I'm back to normal.
I can confirm you were sleeping a lot from from Qatar to London, because a few times I went up to like bullshit with you and you were just assed out, and I'm like, not gonna wake him up. I'm gonna go back to my seat now.
I wouldn't mind it.
But
not
yeah.
like that story that I told you about Booker, when Booker was up in first class.
Oh my God.
Some guy came up and tapped him on the shoulder and said, like, I don't mean to bother you. And Booker just like looked at the guy with this fire shot out of his eye and just, get the fuck out of here, man.
I don't blame him though. If you're passed out and a random person walks up and wakes you up to say they're a big fan, I mean,
Well, but leading it with, I don't mean to bother you.
yeah, that's poor tact.
I'm bothering you, but I don't mean to.
Before we
I
talk
don't
about
mean to, but I'm going to.
before we talk about
you
the
could have
tour,
woken me up.
you're right. Could we get this out there that could we agree that Shane Helms might be the funniest person on the planet?
I would. Fuck yeah.
I've been telling people that, like all my comedy buddies, I'm like, no joke, Shane Helms is the funniest person I've ever been around. That's including all you sons of bitches. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, he's that funny.
Yeah, Dave Hero and I were just talking about it last night over some hookah and some Euro meat. We were talking about the fact that, as you said, Shane might be the funniest person. There were so many times on that trip where my stomach and my throat hurt from laughing so much.
Don't you laugh, Ken.
Usually it's the end of Shane Helms. Don't you fucking do it. Don't you laugh.
Oh man, it was so much fun. I don't even know where to start. I mean, I talked at the top of the show about how we all got bitten by dogs. That was fun.
Yeah.
But we were busy. I mean, we visited. I lost track of how many different parts of the bases we got to visit. And just give us your overall thoughts on the tour, because we've had a lot of listeners that have been waiting to hear about it. So.
Yeah, it to me, it's in a way, it's sort of like when I'm traveling, how everything just sort of blends together. And just the biggest takeaway is that, I stated this in the post that I put on my Facebook wall and my Instagram and my Twitter, that we went over there to put some smiles on people's faces and bring a little piece of America over there, and so hopefully uplift some people and bring a little, glimmer of something different in that monotonous daily routine that they go through. But I think, and I spoke for everybody else, and I assume that I could do that
Yeah.
We took far more away from that than any of those people could ever do. I mean, it was just an eye-opening experience. Once again, and I've always been a supporter of the military, always considered myself a patriot. I served myself, but every time it's like sometimes you forget simple things that you know, and then it takes just somebody sort of like mentioning it again or slapping you in the face with it to really understand that those people are really working their asses off for not a lot of money. It's not like they go into it for riches or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it's funny too, because I'm sure you've been getting the same thing of people saying, "Oh, how was the tour?" And like it's hard to explain because it's just the moments that we have. Like the one moment that sticks out for me is we went to visit one of the sections of the bases, and we thought we had met everybody, and all of a sudden we had this really intense music that the Chicago Bulls used to come out over the speakers, and the biggest dude in their infantry comes out and like sticks his chest out and demands to lock up with you. And like that's a moment, you know.
I know Thea got the tail end of that. I wish we would have gotten that whole thing on film. We would have had a camera. You know, it's moments like that where you wish that you had a camera crew following around with you. Not so much to show the rest of the world, but to just to remember it for yourselves. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's something that I'll always remember. It's just that moment that I have with that person, and we all had with that guy, you know, and with all those people, we were all laughing. So I'll remember it, but not as vividly. I got a pretty crappy memory when it comes to all the chair shots and stuff that I've taken over the years.
Or the mic shots that I had recently.
Yeah.
You know, thanks to Bram. And I think the performances too were so amazing because we had so much fun, and then I got to listen to you guys tell stories and answer the questions of all the troops. But then afterwards, when the line would form for the autographs, that was just. You never realize how grateful people are going to be until you're in that situation. And, I'm just the dude emceeing the show. But to see how everyone reacted to the five of you, to Melendez and to Thea, to Austin, to you, to Shane, that was just, man, it's hard to put into words how cool that was.
Yeah, and I think for me, I knew that it would have an effect. I didn't realize how much of an effect it would have. But having Chris on that tour, both for those people over there who are facing those possibilities every day. And then I think it was also cathartic for Chris, right? I mean,
it was
his first trip back to the Middle East since he got blown up. He's getting to be around. I remember being there. There's a certain brotherhood that you have in the military, and I think we all felt it. There was a tell a quick little story here. I think the second day we were in Bahrain, we went and the base commander showed us around and took us over to this. There was a company that was coming on for an evening shift. And there was probably, would you say, 150 to 200 kids is there? 200 soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
All sort of lining up in formation, and like they did this chant. Everybody surrounded Chris, and everybody did this incredible war chant. Mm-hmm. It was just like it made, you could see Chris clenching his jaw, and you'd see the tears sort of, he was fighting back tears. I was just a mess. I was crying. I couldn't hold it back. But, that kind of stuff I think is very therapeutic for a guy like Chris.
You're right. I mean, there's a couple moments where he pulled me off to the side throughout the tour, and he said, "Man," he's like, I didn't know what to expect with this," and he said, "This has been more than I ever could have imagined, to revisit and go back." And he said, he's like, I can't wait to. He's like, I want to do these kind of tours forever. And I said, well, yeah, that's the plan. And then Thea, her moment was incredible when. Shane found her dad's name on an American flag that had the victims of 9/11. And one of the commanding officers, while we walked out of the room, had them fold the flag up, and they presented her with the flag, which she had never received one because other family members had, but she never got one. That was another moment. That was on day 2 of the tour, and at that moment, I was just like, everyone was losing it at that point. There's so many incredible moments that happen, and I'm just grateful I got to be a part of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, me too. And I will say, too, the thing about Thea and her story and how it evolved throughout the tour, and it was almost as if she was I don't know if it was necessarily she was holding back or if it was just something that she just never expressed, but we did 3 separate Q&A sessions at the 3 different installations that we went to. And on the 3rd day, the 3rd time, she expanded that story to include, she talked about her, the first 2 nights, she talked about the fact that she grew up in a wrestling family and that she was always a fan. Her dad was a fan. Her dad wanted to be a wrestler, but was raising 3 children and had a job and just couldn't do it. Didn't want to find the time to do it. And that, when he passed away, she said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to carry that torch. I'm going to be the wrestler.
Yeah.
And so, for her, and that story in itself is amazing enough. And then on the 3rd day, she went on to tell the story that she was 10 years old, September 11th, 2001. She gets a call. Her mom gets a call. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Her mom gets a phone call from her dad, who's in the North Tower, stuck in the North Tower, and knows that this is it. This is the last phone call that he's making. And just that whole process and that experience, it's just incredible. So
it really is. She's got a heart of gold, and she is wise beyond her very young 24 years. That's for sure. And
yeah.
And before we talk about your big match coming up this week, let's lighten it up. What would you say the hardest you laughed on the tour was? I'm leaning towards Aries doing the getting attacked by the dog and Shane's response, but how about you?
Yeah, I would say just Shane's actual response, and we played the video over and over and over and over and over again every time. I still play it occasionally, and I still laugh. Just at Shane laughing. Not so much Aries getting bitten by the dog or falling. It's actually Shane's laughter.
I also enjoyed the moment where Shane was videotaping you in the dump truck thing, like you were driving and lifting stuff, and then I know where Shane goes, "Pro wrestling is real, genuine is fake, motherfuckers." Oh, and the backstory.
Have you explained that scenario? Or?
Let me explain that to everybody. So Genuine, the R&B singer, was on he was in Qatar and did a concert the night before we did our show. Now, your job is, when you go over there, is not just to perform, but your job is to visit as many soldiers as you can, because they get excited about it because they're stuck working. Mm-hmm. So some of them go out of their way to come out. Well, our one day, we went 12 hours nonstop. We must have went to 6 or 7, and we spent the maximum amount of time. We hung out. We had a good time. Every single base we went to, they were like, "Yeah, man, thank God you guys are here, because, man, Genuine just flaked on us." No joke. He showed up at the fire department for 5 minutes. He fired the hose, and then he goes, "I'm lightheaded," and he takes off, and didn't show up the next 3 or 4 places we went to. And so all of us were like, "Man, this dude." And so that would explain Shane's comment, which I loved.
Yeah, and it was almost as if we were mirroring what he was doing, and it was this trail of stink that we were following. And he spent 5 minutes with the firefighters, and I'm not patting ourselves on the back, because it wasn't, we were having a blast.
Right.
But we spent 2.5 hours out in the blazing sun with those guys, tearing up a car, and just listening to their stories and watching them tear up the car. So
all I know is the next time I hear Pony come on in a strip club, I'm gonna punch that DJ in the face.
Or just punch the stripper in the face. Did you punch the stripper in the face?
I think you're allowed to do it. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk open mic challenge. You and Bram. It's been a really, really fun feud, and he's been getting the best of the entire thing. The multiple attacks, the mic shots to the head. He attacked you again last week. Now, is there a stipulation here with this match? I know it's the open mic challenge.
It's just whoever, that mic will be hung above the ring, and whoever gets to it first gets to use it first. It's almost like something on a pole match.
I love that.
Right, but you have command over it. You're always able to summon it at any time, so it seems like you have the distinct advantage.
Yeah, the mic's like paranormal for you.
Well, and here's the thing. For me, I didn't want to make it about that. I didn't want to make it like it was this, I need that microphone to survive.
Right.
Because while it is symbolic of me as a performer, I guess. It symbolizes what I've done in the business. And I mean, for God's sakes, I tell this story all the time that, you know, I've worked my butt off for 6 years trying to get in the door at WWE or TNA, whoever else would have them, WCW, ECW. And the minute that I started saying my last name twice, I was on TV. Like 5 weeks later, I was on TV. So,
right.
You know, it is symbolic of, you know, in some sense of my career, but it doesn't define me. And, you know, but it was more of the symbolism of him taking it from me, feeding me with it, kicking my ass with it. I mean, those mic shots to the dome were, I mean, I don't think people realize how freaking hard that thing is.
It's brutal.
And he actually, like, caught me with it and busted me open at one point. So, but yeah, so, I mean, it's important, and in the sense that he's one of the most intense people that I've gotten a feud with. Really, I mean, I think he's incredible. I think a lot of wrestlers play dress up, and they pretend to be tough guys. And a lot of guys that you actually look at on TV and you feel like, man, that guy's tough as nails. And then you meet him in real life and you're like, oh, the guy's actually like pussy. I mean, not in a bad way.
Stop talking about me, dude.
No one thinks you're tough.
That's true. No one thinks I'm tough.
Not on camera, not over the air.
There's a lot of really tender-hearted gentlemen in the wrestling business, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. And he's one of those guys that you legitimately wouldn't want to meet that guy in the dark alley. You know, the old adage that you don't want to meet that guy in the dark alley and have him not be your friend and have him be in a less than positive mood.
Yeah. Agreed on that one. That's going to be an awesome match, especially building off what happened this past week's episode. We were talking about it before we got you on the line. You know, PJ Black wins the King of the Mountain match. No one knows how many people from GFW are going to be on the show. It's kind of cool seeing the mix and match of people we haven't seen together before, which is pretty cool. Any insight on as to what to expect going forward?
You know what? No, I don't, because it's interesting because people oftentimes ask me, we're in the dark as much as everybody else is. We generally find out what's going on the day, which in some sense I kind of like.
Right.
And I like to look at things. I mean, when I was in WWE, I was there for four and a half years, whatever, 4 years. And my favorite match has always been the Royal Rumble. And, you know, aside from the one that I was in, I would stay away and I wouldn't want to know. I would want to watch that as a fan.
Right.
Even though I was in the back watching it on the monitor with the boys. So I sort of, yeah. So in a nutshell, no, I don't have any insight. I think this company right now is willing to take all kinds of risks and do things differently. And, you know, the fact that Jeff Jarrett is brought back into the fold, you know, again, it's one of those things where people say never in the wrestling business. You just can't. It's just not possible.
No, you can't. And I'm with you. I like not knowing. I think everyone in studio likes to, you know, have the unpredictability there. I know when I call matches, I'll take my notes, but I don't look at the outcomes because I want to call it as it is, you know, and I think that's what you're getting across is if you guys don't know, that's totally cool because you find out what happens and as you're doing it, and I think that's more fun for everybody.
Well, and it gives you a more realistic sort of emotional response too, right?
No doubt.
When something happens in front of you that you don't expect to happen, you get that natural gut reaction.
As Shane Helms would say, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay, fuck yeah.
Well, dude, I know you got a couple of kitties running around the house, but thanks for taking the time out. I know people have been asking how the tour was, and I know you would be a great person to help explain how amazing the experience was. And also, of course, big match coming up this week, so double dose of Ken Anderson. And, you know, we'll talk to you soon, man, and thank you once again, my friend.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me on, guys.
No doubt. Talk to you soon. All All right, and we are back. Dale, are you on the line, sir?
Yeah, I have trouble hearing, but
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Perfect. So I think it's about time we get into some Summerslam predictions. I think we should get Chuck Rice on the line. What do you guys say? Are you down with that?
Oh, can we vote against it?
Well, we can't really vote against it. It's kind of a.
It's not like the T-shirt thing.
No, it's kind of like. It's kind of no. He's.
Can we have Chuck fight Steve Amell at the show?
That's who he wants to talk about. He's really excited to talk about Stephen Amell. Mm-hmm. So. Let's see if we can get him on the line here.
Both parkour experts.
Oh, he did tell me to give him a 5-minute heads up. I did not do that, so let's see if he answers.
Was it 4:20 in his time?
I don't know, but let's hope he answers. I don't know.
Hello?
Yo!
What's up, dude?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Chuck Rice. Oh, wait, shit, that's the wrong one. Damn it. Oh, man.
It's his new
I'm doing so many things.
I need my theme music, man.
I just hit it. That was you. I already hit it earlier in the show, but I hit it twice now.
Well, I feel special that I got to play it twice, Johnny. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. You're in Texas. Dale, you are in D.C. You there?
Yeah.
All right, we're doing this without an engineer right now, Chuck. I don't know if you don't know about this, but
You are the engineer.
they're down an engineer, so we're doing this all off the cuff. So far, so good.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's get into.
They stayed long enough to figure out how to play a commercial for AfterBuzz and then left.
No, actually, no. The commercial wasn't real. The commercial was just so they can come in and tell me they had no engineer.
What?
Yeah, just don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine. I think. I don't know.
Except for that part.
We're live right now.
Let's just get into some predictions and then we'll close out the show. It's going to be an amazing Summerfest preview. All right, let's start off with Chuck's favorite, Sheamus taking on Randy Orton.
Oh, my God. You know who I'm going for, Johnny.
Yep, you're going Orton. Perfect, Dale.
Sure, whatever.
All right, Eddie Pence just gotten over.
I'll go Orton too.
I say Sheamus.
I also say Sheamus. He's got the Money in the Bank briefcase. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that means anything. Whatever.
It doesn't mean.
It doesn't. Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper taking on Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns.
Ooh, man, that's a tough one to call.
Okay.
Well, what makes this tough decision? I'm going to say Ambrose and Reigns take that one.
Wyatt family.
Okay. Split decision, guys.
I got to go Wyatt family, Johnny.
All right, Dale.
Yeah, I'm choosing Wyatt family as well. Dude, when is the third Wyatt returning? Have they set any dates for him? Like, could he come in and help?
Well, I'm thinking we may see a new Wyatt family member that causes the victory. So that's my prediction. Wyatt family.
Axel.
Yeah, Curtis Axel. There you go. Moving on.
He would fit in perfect.
Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. Who do we got? Eddie Pence, go.
Ziggler.
Really? Okay. Narver?
I'm going Rusev.
I'm also going Rusev. Gentlemen?
I'm going to go Dolph Ziggler.
Okay. Dale?
I keep agreeing with Chuck, and I really don't mean to, but Ziggler, with some help from Lana, I feel like this is going to be her moment. If she's not wrestling, she's going to have some kind of big moment here.
Yeah, it's just going to feed into Rusev's downward spiral.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Dale, you and me are agreeing on everything. What's up?
I know. Maybe I've been away from you long enough.
It's the different time zones, guys.
My
bad. Primetime players, Lucha Dragons, Matadores, New Day, and many other teams for the tag team titles.
And the Acolytes.
I go Acolytes 100%.
I'm going to say that, primetime players haven't had the title that long. I'm going to say
They've had it for one paper. They've defended it one pay-per-view, right?
Which in 2015, that's like 9 years. I get it.
For the tag titles. That's.
I know. I just
San Martino run.
I don't see him. Yeah, right. I don't see him losing. I got to go PTP. Scott Narver.
I'm gonna go Lucha Dragons.
Hey, good choice.
Thanks.
I think New Day.
All right. Now everyone's torn here. Dale.
I'm going Lucha. I'd like New Day, but they're entertaining without the title, so Lucha needs some.
Agreed. Chucky.
I'm saying primetime players retain.
Okay, there we go. So Chuck and I agree on one. There we go. Kevin Owens taking on Cesaro. We agreed earlier that this might be the match that steals the damn show. Tough call here. I almost want to say this leads to some kind of no contest. I don't want to see either guy lose.
That's what I was going to say.
I really don't. Okay.
I say no contest.
All right.
I think Owens.
Got it.
He's been on such a losing streak.
Well,
as far as pay-per-views have gone.
That's true. Chuck?
I'm going Owens. Owens all the way.
All right. There you go.
I like the idea of some kind of no contest. I think that's the smartest thing to do. Owens feels like Owens will lose at NXT the night before, so to have him lose 2 nights in a row, they're going to have to write it into his storyline to have him lose this many times.
That's what's crazy is he has 2 completely separate feuds going on that they don't mention either one on both shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That's how that go. Ryback, Big Show, and The Miz for the Intercontinental title.
I think Ryback hold on to it because he wouldn't have. They would have stripped him the belt if they didn't plan on having him keep it this long.
That's a fair point. Eddie?
Well, I think The Miz should win it just to promote Santa's Little Helper. I think that'll really take us into the holiday season.
That's delicious.
Yeah.
Oof, can't wait for that, guys.
Woof.
Let's just get it off.
I'm going to say that I agree with Eddie and that The Miz should win, but I think Ryback takes this one.
Mm-hmm. Dale?
Ryback.
We got to get it off Ryback.
Man. I mean, yeah, the plan wasn't really to put on him.
I know, it's just painful to watch.
I really enjoy what The Miz is doing right now.
That's why I think he would be hilarious with the title right now.
Yeah, he's one of the few guys that understands, I think, how to be a heel more than most. Yeah. He's not trying to be cool. He's trying to be a pompous asshole. Yeah. And I dig that. I'm going to say Miz sneaks away with it.
I think it'd be great if Miz snuck away with it.
I think Ryback and Big Show are going to run into each other, and then Miz is going to steal it. Miz is going to pin one of them. There we go. All right, here's the one Chuck's excited for. King Barrett and Stardust taking on the Red Arrow and the Green Arrow. This is going to be a fun one, Chuck. I will allow you to have the floor first.
This is the match that I am most excited to see on Sunday, surprisingly, out of all of them. Is there any way that Green Arrow and Red Arrow lose this one? No way. Come on. This guy has beaten every awesome supervillain on that TV show, and he's bringing that to the ring. That's all I got to say. He's winning.
It's going to be a show,
and he's getting the pin. He's getting the pin, too. That's what's going to happen.
Pin, yeah.
I hope he gets it on Barrett, not Stardust. I know that's going to piss Dale off.
How much is he going to work in the match? That's the thing.
Not the Cosmic King, guys. Not the Cosmic King.
What are your thoughts, Dale? I know you're probably thrilled about this match.
You know what? I actually am kind of into it. Surprisingly, I've been catching up on Arrow, so there's a little bit of that. But Barrett is actually on the card, so I'll take it at this point. Because our truth doesn't seem to be seen at the moment. But you don't have a guy come from a big show and not win, right? I'm presuming. So I've seen him post a lot of pictures on Twitter and whatnot of him in the ring practicing, and he's such a super fan that I kind of like this idea for somebody who can actually live out this dream, and you got 3 other guys that can carry the match regardless of how involved he might be, and so I think it'll actually be a solid match.
Look, if Snooki won at WrestleMania, friggin' Stephen Amell is better win at SummerSlam.
And to Dale's point too, Johnny, you know, Steven has been in the ring training. He is a fan. He knows the product. You know what I mean? He knows how to sell to a crowd. I mean, just a couple weeks ago, he went toe-to-toe with Triple H in that promo, and it was amazing, you know?
Yep.
This guy can hold his own out there.
Oh, yeah, he's going to hit some sweet arm drags for sure, guaranteed. Let's see what else we got. So, yeah, we're all saying it's going to be Neville and Mel. I think Stardust. You're saying
contrary.
You're saying Stardust and King Barrett.
That's right. Bad guys sometimes win.
You do have the Macho Man shirt on.
That's true. You are quite the contrarian. Mm-hmm. Scott Narver. It will be a great show. Stardust is going to do some
Scott,
crazy
you're dead to me. You're dead to me, Scott.
Okay.
Congratulations, Scott. All right. We got Team Bella versus Team Bad versus Team whatever new name they have this week.
Peanut butter and jelly.
There it is.
I don't. Team bad, sure.
Now, I missed this last week. You guys were talking about it. I listened in. Was submission sorority? Is that was that also a porn thing?
Yes.
Look at this guy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
This guy.
That's so funny.
Is that? I don't know. Let me go check my web browser.
Whoops. Okay, now I get it.
Didn't something come out too where they were going to get like send Vince McMahon a gift basket or something because their web traffic went up by like some odd percentage of just tons of hits?
I bet some kind of traffic went up. You know what I mean?
That basket's gonna be vibrating when it arrives.
Yeah.
All right, we got a three-way here. Well, yeah, we sure do. Between Team Bella, Team Bad, and Team PCB, I would probably lead towards PCB.
I go bad.
I'm more interested. Who do you think is going to be the person who actually, since it's elimination, like who do you think ends up being at the end?
I don't know. I just can't wait until they don't feel the need to put them all as a team anymore and just let them do their thing individually.
Well, it's like,
But it's the individual. Once one person gets eliminated, the whole team's eliminated.
Yeah.
Is it?
Described.
Oh.
It's not like a Survivor Series thing.
What?
That's right.
That's not Survivor Series.
No, if one person gets eliminated in Survivor Series, that one person goes. This is like the whole team is eliminated if one
Is that
person
how they're
gets
doing
picked.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I was hoping it was one by one.
That's stupid. Yeah, I don't like that.
Well,
Tweet it
Well,
out.
they probably want
But
to
you
make
know what?
they want to make this match as short as possible. I would imagine that's probably what they're trying to do.
No, they do not.
they've been giving them a lot of time on Raw and SmackDown, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's. I don't think they're doing it like that anymore.
Well, yeah, but if you did a single elimination, there's 9 people
It could take a
in
while.
the ring. That could take forever.
And a lot of them wouldn't they wouldn't have a chance to do much. So I guess I see the point there. I mean, to me, I don't see how PCB doesn't win this. I think Brie Bella is going to hang on. I'm sorry, Nikki Bella will hang on to the title just long enough to beat AJ Lee, and then it's gone.
See, I think Nikki Bella's the one that stands tall at the end of this match.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been giving up the pin to a lot of these newbies for this entire run up to this pay-per-view. So in a way, I feel like she might. I oddly agree with Chuck again.
You know,
I think I have to go.
Oh my God! Look at that, Dale. There we are on the same page one more time.
And I think Chuck just made me change my mind as well. I actually think that's a really smart idea. What about you guys, Eddie?
Well, I mean, the best way to get heat on anything is to have the bad guys keep winning.
There you go. All right, moving on. We got the final two big ones here. Cena and Rollins had a bit of a standoff on Raw. We had Rollins saying this.
You are the villain, John, and you are holding the entire WWE Universe hostage for the last decade, John.
And then a lot of yes chants broke out, and then Cena had this to say.
What I'm going to do to you Sunday is going to haunt you for the rest of your life.
Partner.
Or until the next pay-per-view.
Yo, this is champion versus champion. Whoever wins gets both.
And it's not the main event?
This is a terrifying endeavor. I don't know. I gotta hope Seth Rollins.
You would hope they would put Seth Rollins over because they've finally legitimized him as a champion because they've made him an illegitimate champion since he won the title.
Unless it's punishment for the broken nose.
It could be. It could very well be that. And I thought up until the segment last night, I thought Rollins was going to probably go over. And then after seeing his promo with his 15 times T-shirt, and then the whole this is basically an angle about Triple H. Now I'm thinking I think Cena's going to go over.
Man, Narver.
Yeah, I think Cena.
Oy, Chuck.
I thought Rollins until Raw this week. After Cena's promo, I almost, I dare I say I want to see Cena win. I want him to.
What? You're killing me. Why would you say that?
His promo was it was so good. And he's been so good this whole run with the U.S. title that for the first time in my life, I found myself rooting for Cena.
Is Chuck dead to you now?
No, he's not dead to me. It's just I get it. It's just, God damn it. How many times are you going to hold the belt? Dale, save us, please.
I don't know. I still think this could be a swerve for Sheamus coming in and picking up the title. This way, Cena keeps his U.S. title and doesn't ruin this brand new T-shirt that they just put out. I don't know. Not that it really should matter too much, but there is a little something to the fact that the T-shirt just came out with 15 times for him to win 16 times.
He even addressed it though in the promo last night. He's like, I designed this months ago. When he
here's a question for you, Dale. Do you think that they keep the title off of Cena now just so that he doesn't tie with Flair, or do you think because he's been such a company man, they're going to give him that 16th title reign?
Oh, no, they will definitely. They'll probably give him 17, but I think that they would make it a little more of a build-up to it than just like returning from injury off of a U.S. championship run to tie Ric Flair. I think they would make it a little more of a celebration of some kind at a maybe a WrestleMania or maybe something else. I don't know, but I don't know if it would just be like this quick thing all of a sudden.
What do you think they're trying to get him to tie it and then make this, when he breaks it, the big build up where he beats like Lesnar or something, like when he gets for the 17th one?
Wow.
Yeah, I think they'd eventize it for sure.
We're all just depressed.
Well, look at the next match that you have written down here.
Brock Lesnar versus Summerfest.
We do. We got
It's versus SummerSlam.
He's taking on the pay-per-view as a whole.
We got
Fight it for 4 hours.
versus
Reaper.
Lesnar, Undertaker. This is another one I don't know.
Good.
So go ahead, Narver, take it away.
Boy, this one, I think it's Brock. I think Brock takes it again. He wears a nut guard and he's fine.
That's a good point.
They wear a cup, you're unbeatable.
Mm-hmm. Eddie?
Well, we talked about it earlier. Like, I mean, if there's going to be a chance to plug Sting into SummerSlam, this would be the time to do it.
Man, you mean into Survivor Series? Well,
set up a feud with Undertaker, either Survivor Series or even WrestleMania. Just because I mean, now that Undertaker's a heel, I can see Undertaker actually winning. More than I did when they were both faces.
Or what if Sting is the reason Undertaker loses? That sets up Taker as the villain versus Sting for Survivor Series. That way we don't have to worry about it being a WrestleMania match.
And then you could have the rubber match be at WrestleMania next year.
Right, they both go out victorious against maybe whoever they take out. I don't know. I don't think you can have. It wouldn't make sense for Undertaker to lose. Right.
But it does also make sense for Lesnar to lose.
It doesn't.
But you can't have a no contest in the match like this.
No, you can. Dale, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm in the same boat. I'd like it to be something that's setting up a different thing. I don't see the guy losing. I don't know how to feel it out.
I mean, because it came out of nowhere like a month ago. It seemed like SummerSlam was heading towards like a Lesnar Rollins thing all summer.
Yeah.
And then this came out of nowhere. So it just seems like this is some sort of bridge to set up something else later on, not a finale for these two.
I mean, if Sting does show up, wow.
You know, Johnny, here's the thing. This match shouldn't end with either one of them winning, but I think if someone's going to, it's going to be Undertaker.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the whole Sting idea?
I mean, I love it because, I mean, if there's going to be a match at WrestleMania or Survivor Series versus Sting, you know, I think it has to be set up now. But I don't think that match happens at Survivor Series. I think that's a match that needs to happen at WrestleMania. And my way of having it go down, and this is something I've discussed with one of my friends before, and he had a brilliant idea where it would be, you know, you have Undertaker versus Sting, and that would end in either one of them winning, where, you know, both of them lay each other out, lights go out, and they're both out of the ring, and they both go off without a win. You know?
Do you think?
Because I don't think either one of those guys should beat the other one in such a marquee match. So if they're going to set up a match like that, I think that's when you're going to have the no contest. So I just can't see this one ending in a no contest to set up a match with Sting Undertaker.
Well, do you think?
Eddie's got a question for you. Go ahead, Eddie.
Do you think? I tapped out. Do you think they turned Undertaker heel so Sting could interfere in this match without Sting looking like the heel?
I think maybe.
And because Undertaker can rehab his image in the course of leading up to a SummerSlam or Survivor Series, when he just goes away and comes back, he'll be a face again. But if Sting would have come in and disrupt a face Undertaker match, Sting would automatically be the heel. Right. This way, it makes Sting the face, and Undertaker can rehab later on. It just like.
Well, in answer to your question, and I'm assuming that this was discussed earlier in the show, and you know, here's my thought. I know that Undertaker had the heel move on Raw, but does this really make Undertaker? You know, I don't see him as a heel still. I don't feel that Undertaker is the heel going into this. You know, so that argument, I don't know. You know,
I after last night, I just think it's like he did the heel kick to the balls for the second time. And just the whole lead up has been him whining about getting revenge for getting beaten. It's just not something a hero does.
Yeah, Lesnar's been so cool lately.
Yeah, and Lesnar's done nothing to be a heel.
Right.
Yeah.
And neither is Paul Heyman.
But is it really like? I feel like at this point in Undertaker's career, I don't think I think he falls into one of those categories where he's never really a heel or a baby.
But I don't think you choose to use a ball kick. That's a deliberate move.
That's a villain move. That's a villain move right there. You kick someone in the balls. He could have come
in with even a chair shot's not as a heel move.
Even a titty twister, that could be a face move.
Like you come in with a ball kick twice. That's a deliberate, intentional heel move.
Eddie and I have kicked each other in the balls, and that's because we're both going heel at the same time.
Do it again.
Maybe I will.
See, I personally think that this match is going to be the setup. I think Undertaker wins, and it's the setup for the rubber match. That's what I think.
Man. Yeah,
wasn't that Matt Hardy's move, the titty twister of fate?
Yeah, no.
Right. Jeff did it better.
Oh, come on, Scotty. All right, so our predictions on that match, we don't know what the hell's going to happen. So that's the best part about pro wrestling. That's what we love to have, is not knowing a thing. And we're on board with that. So with that said, hell of an episode, gentlemen. Hell of an episode. Let's all put ourselves over. Chuck Rice, go ahead.
Well, for the next couple days, you can find me in Texas. But if you're on Twitter, find me on Twitter at crice17. I have been asked by Booker T to let you all know a big announcement is coming in the next day or so regarding reality wrestling. And he has also given me his word that he will be joining us back on the show very shortly.
Awesome.
You know, when I saw him last week at the, reality wrestling show, he was a little upset with us guys. He said we forgot about him.
Oh, come on, Chuck. You know damn well he's so busy. We don't forget it, but he could be on every week. Come on now.
Wait, are we talking about Booker T. Washington?
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, he said he misses the Compadres, and we need to get him back on very soon. So that will be happening.
I love that, man, and the fans are happy to hear that as well. I mean, Tough Enough doesn't have too much longer to go, so, we'll see.
Well, I will tell you, I can't tell you some of the things that he told me, but trust me, some big stuff is coming for Booker as far as WWE goes. Some big stuff is coming as far as reality of wrestling goes, and it's all very exciting, and I think the fans will be happy.
And you don't know this, Chuck, but earlier on the show, we displayed our T-shirt designs for the very first time. So now we're going to have all the compadres out there vote on their favorites. So you're going to be seeing that all over social media, and hopefully people will holler back and let us know what shirts they like.
Awesome, I love it.
There we go. Dale Rutledge.
You can find me at Summerslam this weekend and NXT TakeOver. I will be skipping the Genuine concert.
That's
just
right.
to go to these
Genuine,
things.
you son of a...
So if you see me there, please come over, say hello, let me know what's up. Tweet at me at TheWalkingDale if you're going to be there. Maybe we can meet up somewhere, some T-shirt section or something. New York City, what's up?
Hey, well, I'm in New York. Anyways, Eddie Pence.
You can find me at Eddie Pence.
At Eddie Pence. Perfect.
There you go.
Scott Narver.
You can follow me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks, and you can listen to my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, available on iTunes and SoundCloud. And this week we have Ethan Carter III back on the show.
Hell yeah.
He tears me a new one.
I bet he does.
Sure does.
Couldn't you blame him? I am at Jay Quasto on the Twitter, at WrestlingBuds, Facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. And of course, please, if you're going to be in LA, give blood at this blood drive September 11th and 12th. Call 323-361-2441 to donate. And also, if you're in Southern California this Sunday, I know it's SummerSlam, but it's happening. Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, we're having our 5-year anniversary show.
Is that the slogan for the show?
Look,
I know it's SummerSlam, but it's happening.
Look, I know. It's an odd day to do it, but it's going to be an amazing taping. I'm going to be calling the matches, and I can't wait to do it. So if you are in SoCal and you want to see some live wrestling, then go see SummerSlam. Hey, make it happen. Come out, support.
You want 9 hours of wrestling in one day.
That's what I'm doing. I'll be calling matches.
Johnny,
Go and
that's
watch
the
SummerSlam.
beauty of having the WWE Network. They can do both.
Exactly. Do what I do. Go to see the live event and then go watch SummerSlam and Summerfest afterwards. So, other than that, thank you so much for listening. Thank you to Mr. Anderson for calling in. And you know what? Y'all are the best. And there's nothing else that needs to be said. Other than that, you just let us know what t-shirts you like, and we'll be getting them to you real soon. See ya, everybody!